for it is here uploaded here. This is the file. What we did, we identified, we used the template also, and we went through the process. We went through the scope document, and we went through the process of what all processes they have. In addition to the processes mentioned here, we tried to check whether anything can be added from, like we discussed previously. So we first listed down all the process, and we highlighted yesterday we worked out on this company division codes. So we against for each process and for each company we checked whether this process is applicable, where all it is applicable. So this is why means this particular process is applicable for this division. So like that, this mapping we have done. We have identified total 41 processes. Shall we go one by one for all the process?
Yeah, you just explained.
For example,
You
yeah,
explained about the process. So
right.
maybe where the integration starts. So that is also
Uh,
more important here. Yeah.
right. So mainly we have on high level we have sourcing and procurement process, we have inventory management process, we have invoice verifications, master data management. So these processes are main processes, and under those main categories we have identified these purchase requisitions for assets, where all it is applicable, like catering, RITCO, garage division, heavy equipment, transport division, quarry, asphalt, and fabrication, Safami fabrication division. So all these divisions will this asset procurement process will be applicable for all these division. So we'll have purchase requisition process for asset and capex procurement, purchase requisition for stock item, and also purchase requisition for stock item through MRP. We'll have purchase requisitions for services, mainly for project maintenance, cost center, uh, uh, for manpower hiring, for asset transfer, and lump sum contracts. So all these for the service procurement, we identified that all these divisions are going to utilize this particular service. So we marked all the division yes for this particular process. And there'll be consumables requirement wherever there is an activity or process carried out, like wherever we feel that maybe these particular divisions might not require consumables or some other activity, so we have not put there why. So sorry. And we'll have purchase requisitions for sales orders. It means they have customer orders. So against the customer orders, they might require some procurements, or they have intercompany purchase orders. So against the purchase order, they will create sales orders, and for those sales orders, they might need some procurement from outside also. So all these divisions will be configured for this process. So then we have purchase requisition for non-stock items. We have purchase requisition for subcontracting. Subcontracting, this can be covered in services also, but we might have some material subcontracting activity. We'll have then, this was a demand determination process, and then we'll have RFQ process, and RFQ process is applicable for all the divisions. There'll be contract creation. All the affiliates will have service providers, material vendors. So all of them require contract creation process. We'll move to the purchase order process. Similarly, whatever PRs process we have defined, for them we'll have purchase order processes for capex, for stock material, and whatever the recommendation through MRP for that purchase order is required. And there'll be purchase order for like services, whatever we identified here, for consumables, purchase orders for non-stock items, um, and there'll be purchase orders for subcontracting activity. For intra-stock company transfer within the division like this, we identified these four divisions might have intra-company stock transfer. So for them, intra-company stock transfer transport order will be configured, uh, and we will have intercompany stock transport orders. Except the catering division, we believe all of the affiliates will have intercompany stock transport, might require configuration, and will have import purchases also required. Contracting division, they are anyway giving contracts and utilizing the services mainly. So we thought that this particular division is not required the import purchases. Project might require their IT services might require import purchases. Heavy equipment might require import purchase, and yes, of course, asphalt division and Safami, they might require some chemicals or some special materials for fabrication from the out of the country. Cash purchases are mainly for the small value purchases. So cash purchases will go only for catering division and IT division, and some small amount of cash purchases for asphalt and Safami division. So vendor evaluation will be carried out, since vendor configuration and contracts will be created for all the is required for all the divisions. So vendor evaluation process is applicable to all the divisions, and service entry sheet, of course, all the divisions will be utilizing the services. So service entry sheet process will be there. Goods receipt, whatever wherever there is a material movement or like asset movement, we have identified. So goods receipt will be required in those particular affiliates. So we identified them accordingly. There'll be vendor return process, like for example, IT or some IT parts, some garage spares. In heavy equipment, also they might require some spares or consumables. Uh, uh, Asphalt and fabrication division. So they might have vendor return process also be configured. There'll be goods received for material provided by the client. There'll be some project, mainly project is going to carry out the job for contracting companies. So here we identified project, asphalt division and fabrication division. They might have goods received for material provided by their clients. We'll have a goods issue against the cost center or plant maintenance order. We can call it a work order also, and or the project against the WBS. So all these affiliates will have the process configured. Then we'll have some tools internally issued to the employees for to carry out the jobs. So we feel IT, garage and heavy equipment division, and asphalt and Safami fabrication division, they will only have tools, some like uh, whatever tools required for the to execute the job. There'll be goods issue for scrapping. Contracting companies, project companies, they will utilize the material to in order to perform the job from the other affiliates or from the vendors. So they might create some excess or some bad quality or some leftover materials. So there'll be goods issue for scrapping for these highlighted affiliates, except for the catering division. We'll have goods issue for subcontracting, wherever there'll be subcontracting activity, mainly for the project, asphalt division, the production division, and the fabrication division. They will have a subcontracting activity, so they will issue the goods to them. Goods issue or asset transfer activity. So we have to configure this particular movement, asset transfer movement configuration will be done for contracting company projects, heavy equipment, in production, asphalt production, and fabrication business also. Then we'll have physical inventory process. Wherever we identify there will be inventory, there will be stock present. In those particular divisions, there'll be physical inventory process configured. A material reservation activity will allow contracting company and project division to reserve the materials and to either internally or externally procure the material required for uh, their activities. So mainly a project, contracting company, IT division, garage, production, asphalt production, and fabrication. They will have materials requirement, so they will reserve the material. Forecast based planning is mainly for spares where regular consumption is done. So we identify that for garage division, asphalt production and fabrication, they can utilize the forecast based planning. So similar to the forecast based, only reorder based, consumption based planning will be utilized for the same affiliates. So invoice verification will be done by all the affiliates. Payment certificate as they requested. So it will be configured for all the affiliates. Transport division, we have not, transport and query, we have not put any configuration yes, because internally they are providing services to the other affiliates. So other affiliates are going to issue payment to them. So they will provide payment certificate to these two divisions if client is expecting. Then we have master data related settings, material master. These all affiliates will be done. Vendor master and service master will be common for all the affiliates. All the affiliates will be utilizing these two master data configurations. Then further we'll have purchasing info record and source list. So this is all about the side process mapping with respect to the affiliates or with respect to the divisions. So Dhanush, please provide your comments.
Okay, so here asset transfer process, have you added asset transfer process?
For asset transfer, it was a goods issue under goods issue for asset transfer. This one we have done, and also there will be service. We have done service PO, purchase order service for asset transfer here.
Yeah, so here in asset there are two cases. One is for internally they are going to transfer, another one is for they are going to hiring external.
Hire from external also. Yeah.
Yeah, so these two process to be linked with your
Yeah.
project system.
Right. With PS
Yeah, with PS integrations. So
and
asset,
FI.
yeah, asset transfer internal, asset transfer, I mean procurement, then transfer.
Okay. That will come.
Okay, so and asphalt and crusher also you can add it because asphalt
Okay.
they are going to raise the there is a revenue booking is there from asphalt and there is a procurement right from the
Yeah.
project to asphalt that they have to raise the PO right. So
Right. Right.
yeah, so you need to add because there is a kind of purchase sales activity will be happening.
Okay. So asphalt procurement separately we have to highlight as a process. You mean to say?
Yes, yes, and sales also is there. Sales from asphalt to external customer.
So I believe asphalt will be covered under the stock item because it is regular production. So they have to keep some stock, raw material stock.
Yeah, yeah. So asphalt they are procuring the
Uh,
aggregate material again. That is intercompany purchase sales is there. So they
uh,
will procure all the aggregate material from crusher,
okay.
and then they are
Uh,
going to procure other raw material. So then production is going to be happen, and this production is for the project related production activities.
okay. Similarly, there will be purchase order and goods issue movement also. I will put that. Okay.
Yeah, so asset transfer process, I think, yeah. So after that, a drop shipment process is there. Have you added out drop shipment process? So drop
Drop
shipment for
shipping,
drop
third
shipment is
party
third
process.
party. So especially for transport, drop shipment is there. Transport team,
Okay.
they are, because they provide the services to internal.
Uh,
Some cases they are going to get the vehicle hiring external for the internal use also. So you added import process and all, right?
import process is added, yes.
Okay. And subcontracting, how many subcontracting process you have added?
Subcontracting, actually, this manpower hiring is also under services, under also subcontracting.
Mm-hmm.
And material, like subcontracting, also we have to consider.
Okay, material subcontracting for from production point of view
For
or
example, from production point of view, or
Mhm.
from um, like fabrication point of view.
Okay, so that is for production
Uh,
subcontracting. And what about the maintenance
uh,
subcontracting? Do you have any maintenance subcontracting?
Services, yeah. Under services, we have to cover a purchase order for subcontracting. So I marked all. So they
Mhm.
will utilize the maintenance and manpower subcontracting. So shall I mention separately?
Yeah, all three subcontracting you can list. One is project level subcontracting, that is purely service, and
Uh,
production level subcontracting, that is the actual subcontracting, maybe assembly or something.
Operation subcontracting.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And the third one for the maintenance. Actually, they are sending any material, take the component from the equipment and send the
Yeah,
services for the external service provider. That is also called as a maintenance subcontracting. It's a service actually, but in SAP we call it as a
uh,
sub, because item category L for subcontracting to be used.
yeah. For some operation process.
Production maintenance project system. Okay, drop shipment sales. What about intra-company, intercompany? Have you added those process?
Yeah, it is there.
Okay, so see, yeah, so intra-company, intercompany. Intercompany, we know all the divisions like Ritco, Safami, everywhere is there.
Yeah.
Intercompany. So intercompany services and material. So you have to make it these two process,
Okay.
separately. Hmm?
Separate. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So PS side, I think Ritco also they are doing some external projects. Project system side, we need to demo, include the IT related setup, project execution, structures to be created.
Yes, done.
PS,
Yeah.
yeah. So apart from the project divisions, general contracting, so there is a Ritco. They are going to get some external project and they are going to make it, execute the project, maybe material, services, subcontracting,
Okay.
right? And sales related activity, everything should be there in that Ritco also. Based on the milestone, they will raise the invoice.
Okay.
Okay, so I think this division, yeah. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so something part of the company code AF11 to AF14 is single company
Yeah.
codes. So the rest of the things will be different company codes.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so I think this is fine. So maybe team, how many of them for MM?
Four, five, I think.
We have five, right? Okay, so you can distribute the process. Huh?
Uh,
You can, there is a
okay.
add one more column in last column just to put it consultant. So just add. See,
Okay.
maybe internally you can discuss and you can update that who is going to taking care of further deliverables.
Right, right.
So yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Okay
put
then.
it here and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Just update maybe. So every all the document please update in the share folder so that we can have a review also. Okay.
sure.
Okay.
We'll modify this document first as per your inputs. Then we'll again put as a final. It is a draft. We prepared as a
Yes, yes.
draft.
Yeah, put a
We'll
version.
put it
See,
as a final.
yeah, put a V1, V2, V3. So this version
Uh-huh.
we need in that, based on that, BPML. Under that BPML, put it MM, one folder. Under
Okay.
that MM, you just put it, this is a version one. This is, because
Versions.
you should know. Oh, initially, okay, this is what we planned. So now this
Uh-huh.
is the version one after discussion. So you can visualize. Otherwise, it's a
Right.
single document. We also should track what was the initial versions, draft
Changes.
versions like that. Huh? So at least minimum three to
Yeah.
five versions should be there as a BPML. Not only BPML, so keep it all as a version one, two, three like that.
Fine. Fine.
Okay then. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.